Hello. How are we doing today? I have an itchy ear and I apologize. There we go. There we go. So, as you can see, I have downloaded the skid steer that I've wanted for freaking ever. The Massey. I also downloaded this Landini because I felt like a Landini fit on this map. I felt like this map needed a Landini. I don't know if I'm right there or not. I don't know if you guys agree, but it kind of suits. Landini with Star on Mud. Does it have Star on Mud Flaps? I don't know much about Landinis. All I know is they're pretty and they're blue. Hey Ken, I do remember you. It's the one... I can't remember which way this unfolds. How do unfolding? Oh, it's the one with the super slow animation. Okay. Are you going to continue? You are going to continue. What game is this? I literally have it at the bottom of the screen now. Because the now playing never worked, so I decided to put something in that would. Also, it's kind of in the title, in the description, in the like now playing thing on YouTube. That's not what I wanted to do. No. This. There we go. Do I remember you a bit? No MP today? No MP today. MP tomorrow, maybe. I have kind of a secondary plan that might happen tomorrow. You're seeing Metallica tonight. Oh dear. I used to be a Metallica fan, but James Hetfield just kind of annoyed the crap out of me to the point where I don't like them anymore. I mean, he is the table. I'm stuck. I'm fixed it. Wait. Yes! That's gotta be a new record for me completely bricking something. Right, let's get this on the road. I see no problems with this at all. Why do I have 4 million? Because I cheated 4 million in. Oh, what's the... Oh, yeah, It is mildly angry at me doing this. But, I mean, if it didn't want me doing this, it shouldn't have let me do this. This is my logic here. It is mildly infuriated at me right now. But it does seem to have calmed down at least a bit. He says, as it does a wheelie. Hey, Chad. We're bringing the very angry multi-purpose skid steer for a bit of a drive to the yard, where I'm going to detach at least 2 of the implements. Come on. Around the corner we go. There we go. Up, up, come on. Up the hill. You know, just for once I wish I wouldn't decide to break things and then see how they drive. Just, you know, just once in a while, but today is not that once in a while. Today's is not that once. On the bright side, we've got a very angry skid steer. That, because it's very angry, isn't going very fast. Let's put on the Dave is an idiot warning light. Hey, Glenn. New brand in pallets. Oh yeah, I did mean to have a look at that. Oh, Pioneer. Is it just the seeds then? And Corteva fertilizer and ooh, seed pallets. For some reason. Stop humping the wall. You know, I'm sure when Black Sheep released this, he and his test just thought, there's absolutely no way somebody can make this look absolutely ridiculous and just horrifically break it. And I literally have had this on the map for less than 5 minutes. Actively. There was time when I was doing thumbnail and whatnot, but actively, you know, the stream's been going for 10, and a good, decent bit of that was me just kind of setting up in the background. Why would you let this happen, Black Sheep? I mean, me putting the giant Midas tires on this probably didn't help, but hey MJ, you'll be glad to hear that I haven't broken your map yet. Even though, you know, I have done some slight braking. What's going on here? I'm driving a perfectly normal skid steer with a pallet bale shovel fork, as you do. Have you never driven a rodeo skid steer with a pallet bale shovel? Why is this even possible? I've broken it already, DMF. Also, I can't remember setting this map up, but apparently I'm a black lady on this map. Might have something to do with my various ridiculous multiplayer personas. But yeah, I'm a black lady in a pink shirt on this map. Although I do have a quite lovely ponytail. The ponytail I can't really complain about as the skid steer decides to become a bucking bronco again. Come on. You're almost there. Okay, let's make this a little less unhappy. Okay, the shovel is now detached. Can we leave the shovel behind, please? It would have... You what? Also, we've got vertical crows in the shed. What happens if I, like, detach something else? Okay, I've dropped the pallet fork. Okay, dropping the rear weight seems to have made everything happy for some reason. There we go. Just expertly put this equipment over. Okay, that goes through a wall. That's fine. The wall definitely has collisions. So see, Alexander. Oop. Did I manage to get it through under the wall or something there? No. There we go. Right, let's get the Landini on the move. Hey, Fabio. I'm doing good, thank you very much. How are you? Just seen your previous message. I was a bit distracted by the breakdancing skid steer. I do apologize if I've been a bit rude with chat. I was a small bit distracted by the breakdancing skid steer and trying to control that nonsense. Doing good? Good to hear. I actually need to move... oh, I don't have courseplay active. I just need to move... That wasn't what I wanted to do at all. Yeah, no, that definitely wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. Was the interior like in the Landini? Where even am I? So, this is the interior. It's honestly quite bland. Like, I don't want to say bland. It's quite basic. You know, everything is definitely there. I don't know if it's realistic, if it's, you know, horrifically wrong, if it's in any way close to what the real life Landini would do, would be like, but it's there, it's kind of basic, it's reasonably well detailed. Basic insofar as there's not a whole lot in here. I should mention. But I mean, it does have all of the requirements for an interior, in that you have a seat and a wheel and some pedals down there and some things. Check the front mudguards on the tractor I'm in. Yes, these are in fact mudguards. Oh, now I see why people are calling them the Stara mudguards. They are actually just straight up stolen from Stara. It would appear as if the previous owner has done some slight modifications to this. Let's roleplay this a small bit. Anything good in the update? I think it's mainly like bug fixes and tweaks. I know that the lighting in the day-night transition has been tweaked a bit, and that's been made a bit smoother. Which it seems like there's actually new technology at play there, because there's a few games after having similar updates to that recently. But other than that, really, there's like tweaks to track. It's all kind of nebulous stuff. I haven't really had time to check out the changelog in full. So I can't say what is or isn't in the update. I think there's like changes to tractors. The 6M now has a beacon at long last. I would hope that the windows that were missing from tractors have been put in at long last as well. But other than that, like, I can't tell you a whole lot about what is actually in the patch. Never mind giving my opinions. I've been, like... I'll be honest, I've been super busy the last couple of days. Yesterday I spent most of the day tidying my room. What's the load order for? It was to bring the skid steer up to the yard, but then I decided to put everything on it at once, and... Yeah, there was sound tweaks. You are right, the in-cab is now slightly louder. There were sound tweaks in the patch, so... Again, a nebulous change that I can't really give an opinion on without buying every piece of equipment, which is just not something I have the time nor patience to do. But I'm after starting to give myself like one job that I need to do per day off camera. Yesterday's job was tidying my room, and it is actually tidy now. Today's job is going to be sorting out my wheel, because that needs sorting out, and that's going to take a little while. But I think that there's going to be more updates of that, I am sure, because there's more DLC on the way. I don't know what it is, but I know there's more DLC. We'll probably get information on that around FarmCon, I would imagine. Traditionally, that's what FarmCon is about, is, you know, talking about what's coming up in Farm Sim, whether it's DLC or the new game, so I'd imagine we'll get some DLC news at FarmCon this year. And traditionally, like, we'll get a patch per DLC, so this is a bit of an odd patch in that it's coming out in kind of a no man's land. But I kind of think that the patch is to suit the Farm Sim League. I've checked out the changed seat pads, etc. I've looked at them, but I haven't bought them and played with them yet. And hello, Police March. I've looked at the new pallets, and I think it's a good idea that they finally put seat pads in. I think the Lamborghini will come to console. The blue one. Would you care to revisit that question, David? Would you care to revisit the question about the Lamborghini? Just maybe you got a word wrong somewhere. Just like I'm not saying it's not a Lamborghini, but maybe you should revisit the question a bit. What's the changes to the pallets? I can show you. They're now branded, and there's now like a new seed pallet. So the fertilizer tanks and herbicide tanks are now branded Corteva, whatever that is. And the seeds are now branded Pioneer. It's fine, David. I should mention, I like making fun of when people make small but silly mistakes, so please don't be offended by that. But yeah, like Yana said, Landini's probably not going to come to console unless Giants get a Landini license. I don't think Landini will be too happy with the some of the decal work on this, to be quite honest. They've still got the big bag pallets, and the seed one you can see is now branded Pioneer. The fertilizer one isn't branded at all. But it's just a small little change that I think is pretty cool, actually. Kind of something that might appease a few more people that wanted bags of seeds as opposed to these nebulous box things. That wasn't just one of the seasons, guys, Jeremy. That was Rakim. Myself and Landy were having a look through that topic last night, and some very interesting information in that topic, or in that thread, or whatever you want to put it. Farming Man, hello. Such as crop rotation will be a thing. I approve of that. I like doing crop rotations especially with seasons. So depending on what way they've got that working, I'll be quite happy. Especially if they've got grass included in the rotation. They're also, it seems, making some what's patch 1.4? The new farm sim patch. They're like changing some of the animal stuff as well. Last 6% could be a couple of days or months. It's a shame there's no big events in farm sim coming up. That it could maybe. His name is Yas, Jeremy. You could have just put in Yas. It's a shame there's no like big events in farm sim coming up at all. No conventions or anything that, you know, seasons could be released at the end of for PC. Real shame that that's the case. Why do I have such a small combine when I have 4 million? Why not? I've also got a small tractor and I got 4 million. The contest is irrelevant in this context, Janice. They rules of the contest are they can't allow it. They can't enter it. Excuse me, could you please? Thank you. I know I'm being a bit sarcastic with that, but you know, they haven't said any dates, but I'm gonna guess that they're aiming That's something that might be coming up soon. You know, maybe some sort of farming convention. That might be happening at maybe like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I were to put one on, I put it on towards the end of next month probably, and maybe have it in Germany. It's the end of next month is FarmCon and the announcement of the winners for the mod contest. Mod contest entries close. Is it the end of this month? Beginning of next month? Beginning of July? Entries close, and presumably sometime not too long after that we'll start getting the mod. We'll get the massive mod contest mod dump. And then for probably like a few days to a week after that, you'll get spammed by me with videos. Because I want to capitalize on the mod contest again. I quite like going through every mod in the contest and kind of giving my opinions. I don't have to, you don't have to watch them, but I kind of like doing it. It's a bit fun. Just quick fire. Hey, this is a mod. It's good. Kind of videos of like 5 minutes or less is my aim with those per mod. So I'll be spending basically a day recording those. I don't think they'll drop out DLC at FarmCon. I think Seasons is likely. They did Farming Man. It has been retextures. I'm going to swap this Massey out for the Landini, if only because I think the Landini can do this a bit better. Also, I want to get rid of the Massey. As much as I like the Droop Snoot, I have no need for this many tractors now. I kind of like having, 2 to 3 tractors on a map, and sure, I've got 3, but this one is so hellaciously small that it's kind of useless. Where is the thing I'm looking for? See you, Fabio. Ah, there it is. What's in the new patch? It's a bunch of bug fixes and like tweaks to the game. Are they real brands? This is a detail I didn't know. Are those brands actually real? Because I thought they were just kind of starting to rebrand Lizard. Do I have a day job yet? No, not yet, David. Still looking, still applying, still hoping. Still broke. That's 7,000 series on the mod hub is a very nice mod. It's particularly nice in gold, I find. Corteva, Pioneer, real brands, you Corteva ad right before you join the stream. Oh, cool. What type of job am I looking for? Something fairly local to me, because I don't drive and can't really afford to commute. And one that pays. Is there a full change list? There is on the forum, so should work for an agri contractor. Yeah, the whole not having a driving license thing might work out badly for me with that, David. That's kind of a... Good. That's kind of a big issue for me, is like I don't drive at the moment because I've never learned, so it really limits what I can do as a job. Work for the farm next door, maybe. I think that all the fields near me are owned by a farm like 5 miles out the road. 3-meter tracks. Yeah, plus, especially as a contractor, I'd need a license, which I don't have and can't afford. As Yanis has just pointed out, like, I'm in a vicious cycle of needing money to make money. Not in the field. I would for insurance reasons, John. Because I've looked into it. They would require me to have a license for in the field for insurance reasons. Like working on a private farm, sure, you don't need a license. And yeah, you need to be experienced for the machines as well. Like, I get where you're coming from, John, but there's always reasons behind licensing. Sometimes they're stupid. But quite often it boils down to it makes the insurance cheaper. Therefore, we will require it because it'll save us money. That sucks that it's like that, but it is. Hello, El Indio. Trigas the Forage Harvest was a big update about time. Sim, other updates that happened today, the Holmer pack has updated, and Anderson DLC has updated. So there are two other things that you might want to give a quick update to and a look at if you want to have a look at them. I don't know what happened, what differences there are with the Anderson DLC or with the Homer pack, but they both updated today as well. I'm really not on top of the news and I apologize. I've been super, I've been keeping myself busy the last 2 days. Hey, local cheats. Would be Ace as a hospital porter. Thing is, DMF, as good as I might be at that, hospitals in Ireland actually require you to be licensed to one of those as well, and get training and stuff like that all costs money, and I'm really being screwed over by the lack of money at the moment. I'll find a job eventually, though. There's an ongoing rumor that there's a go-kart track being built in town here, so might end up. Yes, there is, John. It's a prereq sim, so they can actually, like, they tell you that you gotta pay for it because it's a prerequisite. It's not something paid for by the job. Unfortunately, in Ireland, it's an employer's market at the moment. Hey, Steve. Hospital staff, get in-house training. Moved to Belfast for a few months. The money would still be an issue soon. No, I'm looking into different things that I could do that are free, that would give me some training and stuff. Like I might finally indulge my Clonmel, John, South Chip General. What's happened to the swaths? This isn't fully fertilized, and this is quite a small combine, so it's not leaving full swaths. You can genuinely... No, I would not have the patience for that. Good lord, no. My sister does that, and I have no idea how. What do I think of Brexit? I think that's political talk, which I try to avoid. it's a bit too contentious for my liking. So I'm not going to give an opinion one way or another. But yeah, no, I wouldn't have the patience to be a carer. Like, 100% seriously. Why is my restream chat? Care pays well? Not as well as you'd think. And yeah, this is kind of nailed it. Employer's market means they can basically tell you, no, you need to have the license before they even look at you. It's just something that the Combine's doing because it's not producing full straw and it is quite small. It's just something this Combine does. Sometimes it does help to know some of the intricacies of the game, because it's just like, yeah, this Combine isn't putting out swaths properly, but that's actually something that it just does because it's not producing enough straw to generate the full swath that it should. That we'll say a 6 meter Combine would. This is only 4 meters. Hello, hi HJ. I think though we will get something that is capable of actually producing a full swath. Just for speeding this up, because I don't think you guys want to watch me faff about this Combine much more. Got this on Meadow Grove already, and yeah, quick reminder by the way that I won't be streaming this weekend. I seem to find the Have you gone to Tesco lately, Sam? They're like always in Tesco. He's really not. Do you want to know the amount of times that I've had to explain different things in Farm Sim to Sim? Do you really want to know like how much, how little Sim actually knows about this game? He's better presenting it, sure, but he's definitely not better at the game. Do I have something fun here? No. We'll get the T560 then. With... Oh, this doesn't have tracks. Oh, it does have tracks. Can I... Wait, you can get Michelin tracks now? Getting Michelin crawler tracks. Seems better at YouTube. HJ, I have a question for you. I have a serious question. If you're just here to dunk on me, why are you even bothering? Then again, you've been timed out by somebody or other that can't see the label, but if you're just here to try and dunk on me, bye-bye. No, that's not the right color. That's the right color. YouTube's screwing up. Better driving, mate. Yeah. that I'll give you, Sim. You're better at driving. Could you please? Oh, you want to attach from over here? Okay. You want to attach from the side that I can't access the Combine at. That's fine. I don't want to know the other things, Sim. Sim is also better for stupid nicknames. He's really not. It's just most of the nicknames I come up with are not PG. You like the pink warrior truck? Your Discord check. I'll check in a sec, Janice. Just want to get this vaguely set up here. Because the The front, you might notice the front wheel of the header trailer's derped a bit, and I want to make sure it'll actually not die. There we go. Quick Discord check. I'm aware of that, Yanis. That's the downside of Restream chat. That's something that I should do, Nicholas Yule, is actually sign on for the door. But I've got plans for this weekend at least. Drew, I'm aware. I've known about that for a while. I think it's a bit silly that they're bringing them over. I know they brought them over for. I'm not going to say if it's not public, but the reason behind it is a bit silly. I feel like it's a bit of a waste of money. Yeah, I have to go. That's an annoying bit of the layout, actually. It'd be really nice if there's a link between the road south of Field 46 and the road north of Field 25. That would have been a nice shortcut from the shop to the field we want to get to, but oh well. Hello, Adam. We'll be getting a new DLC hopefully sometime quite soon. Is it to dress them up as Daisy the Cow? No, they nearly did that with Simulate, by the way. They wanted to do that with Sim, John. Do I have steering wheel? Yes, it's currently under my desk because I need to do some tinkering with it. That is a plan, and actually my target for thing what I will achieve today. So my aim is to, after the stream, start putting out the wheel and all that kind of stuff and get it ready to go again. Because I'd like to, number one, start using the wheel again. My driving is very erratic. Welcome to the channel. I'd like to start using the wheel again, and I'd like to do some Euro Truck and ATS from time to time. Maybe revive something that I did a long time ago. For second series. You forgot about that, yeah. People think that I'm not serious when I say that. People think I'm joking when I say, oh, they nearly dressed you up as Daisy the Cow. But no, that's a true story, and I didn't know about it until Sim told me. 3-meter tracks on the JD8RX. Very cool. Who's better, me or Sim? I'm better at being funny. I'm a much better idiot. RainbowDave is a Barbie girl. No. Something that I actually found fun. Like Sim's much better. I feel like I'm better at streaming than Sim. But then again, I don't have like 7,000 people in my... I've hit the thing. Sim's better at cheating. Excuse me, Header. Excuse me, could you... Excuse me, could you not... Oh... Does it pop up if you sub? If you got your subscription set to public, yeah. You might notice, by the way, those of you that have been around for a couple of weeks, that I have got rid of the sub counter because it was annoying me that it was never going up. Plus YouTube's making changes, so it's going to be soon irrelevant. We have a minor issue. And by minor, I mean the header is actually completely stuck where it is. Right. Plan. I have an idea. It will, however, involve me trying to get around this corner or out through this hedge. Aha! A space what I can use. Right. All I've succeeded in doing there was turning the header slightly. If I can get it to mount the fence, we might get somewhere with this. Yes! Come on. Get off. Okay, now I needed to get off the fence. Need it off. Off the fence. Now. Aha! It's off the fence. Right. Step 3 is moving it up towards the gate. This is, as you can tell, a multi-step, complicated process that is in no way ridiculous and convoluted and just an excuse for me to ram the crap out of the header. Now I need to get the combine unstuck. There we go. Right. And scoot around the header. Perfect. Perfectly, realistically in the field. Header is 110% damage now. Yeah, probably. Let's get the PTO attached. Get the PTO attached and the hydraulics attached. There we go, and this header is ready to use. It's not my day, it's never my day. If only there was a damage mod. I'm so glad there isn't. I wouldn't use it if there was. I would just refuse to use the damage mod. Claims from Sim being that a driver clearly false. I mean, now we're at least putting out a proper swath. Was the header attach noise changed? Possibly. You could imagine Sim wearing a catsuit. Drew, I question your sanity. Why are you imagining Sim wearing a catsuit? I'd never earn any money because it'd be just like real life then. You're up in a good mood, you blame Raw. I went to sleep instead of watching Raw last night. I went to bed at like 2 o'clock. So I watched Firefly Funhouse this morning instead. That was a good one. I got annoyed with the sheer ridiculous amount of promos. I bet it's made out of spandex, Sim. I got annoyed with the basically the second hour of Raw being nothing but promos. There were 0 promos last night. Were you watching Raw? I gave up when they had the Kevin Owens show after the New Day cut a promo and did this. Like, I gave up during the 2 out of 3 falls match that came out of nowhere. And was literally just there because they needed to make an extra match for Super Showdown. Clearly didn't have enough clearly had time to fit on Raw. But like, They had two different bloody Baron Corbin promos. Who cares about Baron Corbin? Console needs 6910-year-old machinery. PC does as well, Drew. I think Farm Sim in general just needs more classic tractors in it. But that's always something I'm gonna say because I just love classic tractors. I'll be honest, I'd probably enjoy the game more if there were more classics. I would probably enjoy the game a hell of a lot more if there were like more classic tractors in it. Might even play realistically. Vaguely. Old school machinery, Dave. Yeah, pretty much. You love the Massey pack? I did as well. I quite liked. I wasn't gone on the tractors. Felt like the tractors were lacking a bit, but that mower that came with it was amazing. Yeah, for seasons, gonna be more to do, because in the game now you just do, well, in seasons you do the same thing over and over, you just do it in a slightly different order. John Lee I used to play realistically, and I got really bored of that. But like if there was classics, then totally, because it'd be me using insane machinery. FS19 needs old Fords. Yeah. It'd be nice if there was somebody working on one. I can see the YouTube chat in behind my restream chat that I'm actually reading from, and the mods are going absolutely ham on somebody. I'm so glad I'm not trying to read from the actual YouTube chat, because all I can see is timeout messages. Keep getting bloody floofy ads. What the hell is floofy? I'm not gonna say who they're going ham on. Suffice it to say, that person ain't gonna be talking for a while. Do you think we'll get a John Deere DLC? I hope so. I think it would make sense. Like, John Deere... Well, I think FS19 kind of over-relied on John Deere for launch. I think having a DLC would not be the worst idea in the world. Like, it is effectively just a license to print money. And, like, there's two different ways the Giants could go with a John Deere DLC. I know I prefer one over the other, but I mean, you look at what Giants could do for, we'll say, a John Deere DLC. You could go with big brand new machinery, like the Foragers, like you know, the 8 and 9 RX, like stuff like that. Even though I don't think the 9 RX really fits in the game. I've knocked over the Landini. But you could go with the big new machinery, or you could do something that John Deere loved to do and look at the history of John Deere, and bring in some of John Deere's all-time classic tractors, like you know, Model A, like maybe even like the original horse-drawn plow, just modified to suit the Model A. Because that's where John Deere, the man, started off as a machinery producer, was making plows. I feel like that'd be kind of a cool story to tell in the form of a DLC, is the history of John Deere. I don't think it'd happen, but I think it'd be a really cool kind of different kind of DLC. Like, it would still just be machinery, but the machinery would be, in a way, telling the story. Like a DLC that brings new elements to the gameplay as opposed to different brands, you have already. That's usually what the Metal Edition does, Jeremy. It usually adds a new element into the game. Whether or not it's something that people actually want is left to be decided after the fact, but like in FS11 it was the BGA and FS13. FS13 didn't really have anything new added in. It had case and like the new particle flex that were in for 15. FS15's Metal DLC was the Russian stuff. And a bit more of an exploration into like unusual equipment. Look behind me, that's a rubbish bag. In FS17 we had sugarcane. Yeah, that was one that fell flat. Just gonna throw a quick word out there of warning to anybody trying to troll me. Stop now or the mods will attack you. Oh, my warning was too late. There's a certain level of trolling that's fine. What's element? Like a new feature, a new crop type, a new thing to do. Mods of the guns are usually mods are using them correctly though. I'm fine with trolling, but when you're trying to derail the stream, you're gonna get banned. When you resurrect, no, Sim, because every time that ended up getting used at once, it ended up completely derailing the stream. Class won't be the final DLC. Of that I am reasonably sure. I'm not gonna say definitively, I know I just phrased it definitively. Yeah, there was one time when there were like 5 people left in chat because everybody got timed out. New crops, new methods to harvest existing crops, new things to do with crops. Excuse me, Sim, I have the best jokes. I mean, my life. Look at that. That in itself is a hilarious joke. Or a terrible one, depends on how you want to look at it. Yeah. I know that I fall into the second category, Matt, but I've got so much damn stuff going on and so many plans that I can't justify the amount of time that I'd need to dedicate to modding. And the bright side, I'm at least not salty that there's just this very sad lack of classics in Farm Sim. Like that's something that I think just doesn't get explored enough by people. Yeah, that irks me as well, Matt. To be fair, the people who Come on, just saying like, oh, mod console needs this shit. Console needs what console gets. Console needs to not have mods on it, quite frankly. I think that would wake up the console community a bit more. There are more console players than PC, but the console community is very entitled. You might notice whenever I say like, "Oh, I want this mod," it's usually a case of, "I would love if somebody were to do this." I don't say PC needs this. I think, you know, I think it would be fantastic if more modders kind of explored classic tractors. Looking forward to the Modern Classics section of the mod contest for that reason specifically. But I always felt like it's something that just doesn't get explored enough by modders. I mean, there are so many fantastic tractors out there that have a lot of history. You know, you've got the obvious 135, my personal favorite. You got the John Deere Model A. You've got the steam tractors from the 1940s and before. You got the T-dubs. You've got the Ford Forces, the 3, 4, 5, and 7,000 Fords, which, granted, NI modding made them in the past, and people have kept converting the damn things, but nobody's really revisited them properly, I feel. Nobody's really gone back and done a complete revisit and redone what, you know, kind of brought NI modding's old work up to date. And I'd love to see somebody do that. I don't have the time nor skill nor talent to do it, but it'd be something that it's just something that I always feel is underrepresented. I'm using euros on a Scottish map. I'm also using a solid gold Massey on a Scottish map, Vexton. I don't see your point there. Hang on, I'm gonna pull over and get the most realistic piece of equipment ever. Just gonna throw this screen up for a second while I buy it. And that'll need the regulars know what's up. That and that. Perfect. The regular viewers know exactly what's about to happen. Although I'm not entirely sure they're quite aware of what fresh hell you've descended upon this stream. I give you the most realistic truck in history. This is 100% true to life. This is the most realistic truck that has ever been in Farm Sim. Right, back to actually doing some work. It's the 19 equivalent of the Rainbow Challenger. I would say, Jeremy, it's more the 19 equivalent of Barbie's Dream Her Lemon. So you're... Can I do that in game? Can I... Yes, I can. There we go, better. Fixed. Problem solved. That hurt something else. Yeah, it really was. She looks like a supermodel. She looks like a drag queen more like, James. You'd like more mods on machinery and console? It's pounds. I'm so sorry. There we go. I fixed it. There we go. Much better. Correct currency now. At least it isn't a hot picnic Valtra. No, they... It's not euros. That's the Scottish pound sign. They don't know how to spell very well. It was invented by Charlie McGugan of the Glasgow McGugan clan. He couldn't really come up with a good logo, so he just put two lines through his first initial. And that's the origin of the Scottish pound sign. More mods to get more people on console. True. Both, I would imagine, Drew. I'll probably put FS21 on both. I would love to, James, but I don't have any. I don't have any color changeable John Deere's. Project Scarlet will have a little more features. Project Scarlet's going to be a lot more powerful than the Xbox One. Of that I can guarantee. Reason that I'm saying that? Well, that's coming out in 2020. Microsoft said that in 2020 they're also releasing a flight simulator, which they tend to require, actually, a lot more power than people think. You can get away with very little power with a flight sim, but really for an even middling experience you need a surprising amount of power. So Project Scarlet is probably going to get that flight sim, and it's probably going to be a very powerful console. I also think that Project Scarlet's going to have actually a keyboard, and possibly even a mouse. I'm with Kevin here. Be patient. Mod contest is coming up very, very soon. I would imagine there's a lot of modders holding stuff back for that. I think no, they wouldn't, Drew. They don't have more features on PC than on Xbox, so I can't see them putting more features on one version of an Xbox game than another version of the Xbox game. I agree with Matt, Drew. The timing of... well, I partially agree with Matt. I think the timing was horrific, because to this day there's still no there's still no tools for modders to actually check if something's going to work on console, which I feel is a prerequisite for putting something on console. Like, that's just something the Giants have somehow managed to overlook. That, sure, they can test stuff for console, but it ends up with people playing bloody mod tennis with them. And it's... You know, it's stupid when they could just as easily have a tool that says, oh, these things won't be good on console. Yeah, you're gonna need to fix these things, and here's a quick tutorial on, you know, how to even access them. I think, you know, that would make modding 10 times easier for console. Whereas right now it's a wild guessing game as to how exactly to fix console-specific problems. Remember when 15 did not have mods on console, just PC? That's something that a lot of the console community has unfortunately forgotten. Kevin is, console mods are still new. It's not that long ago that there was nothing on console, just what Giants wanted on console, just the default Giant stuff. A help button would do nothing. Help button wouldn't help. I think having some basic tutorials and some sort of test kit would do a whole lot more than a random help button. I don't know, I might be wrong there. Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's still down to Giants, or not, down to modders even deciding to put mods on console in the first place. The simple fact of the matter is, if a modder doesn't want to mod on console, then go to console. I do want to address a rumor that I've seen flying around, by the way. There has been for a little while, I haven't spoken about it at all. There has been a rumor doing the rounds that John Deere have to check every mod that people want to bring to console for Farm Sim. That's not true. Because myself and Landy were talking about it the other day. Landy messaged Lars, and Lars openly said to him, yeah, that ain't true. That ain't a thing. Mods are mods. The only people who pass or fail mods are Giants. So, I don't know where this rumor about John Deere having to check them first came from, but it's not true. The cutscene looked really good, Drew. I can't say much about the game itself until I've played it. I've signed up for the alpha and betas. Or for the alphas and betas. Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. Yeah. Too many people think that around the internet. Too many people think that the truth is just this inconvenience when they're trying to tell a story. It was you that sent it. FS15 didn't do a whole lot to help modders. I know that already, Sim. It's on their bloody website, has been since day one. I signed up a few hours after they opened the website. A few hours after they actually opened signups, I signed up. So I will at some point or other be playing the Microsoft Flight Sim, which is great because I want to see how it handles and how if the flight model is anything like X-Plane and how it compares and all this kind of stuff. DJ Go Ham started it all. Drew, Could you send me that in a message on Discord, please? So that I can show Landy and we know who to blame. Basically. Yeah, no, that... I'm gonna have to be trying my hardest. Well, I'll be doing it off camera, so I will be biased. I will be biased towards X-Plane, because that's the one that I own already. And you know, I'm not going to want to spend more money than I already have. Do I have a baler of some description? I do not. Let's get a baler of some description. Let's get the 2270 XD. The very funny Massey baler. Do I want the timestamp as well? That'd actually be great. That'd be very much appreciated. Could you send the video with the timestamp? You know the way you can send links with timestamps up from YouTube? That would be awesome. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna do anything myself. I'm gonna show Landy and let him know that's the origin of that nonsense, but I ain't gonna be starting any drama. Because we've both been curious how in the hell that rumor even started. Wait, where am I go? Dave? Dave? You bought a baler? Yeah, I know. Where's the baler? It's at the shop. Where are you going? To the field. Why are you going to the field? Because I... He's the origin of much nonsense. Maybe he needs to learn to not say things. Sometimes. It's a lesson I need to learn too, but... John messaged you and said that because they thought, this is my interpretation of what happened to it. They thought you meant the base game tractors, which are officially licensed. That, I think, is where the confusion happened. They need to refuel? Still got tons of fuel. I am, however, slightly annoyed that I took the wrong turn and made it 2/3 of the way to the bloody field before I realised, hang on, I've forgotten the baler. That's vaguely important for when I want to do some baling. That's, you know, a very slight oversight on my part. As it is kind of integral to being able to bail. You know, having a baler is reasonably important when you want to make some bales. You send it to me on Discord whenever. I just want to have it for reference. You can do it now if it's more convenient for you. You can do it later if it's more convenient for you. Because I won't be talking to Landy for a little while. Because like, he's going to be streaming in about 20 minutes. And by the way, I've neglected to do this for a little while. If you're enjoying the stream, you can hit the like button. And maybe even consider doing a subscriberoo. Or if you're on Twitch, doing a follows. Because I am streaming to both YouTube and Twitch. if you're a fan of flight sims, maybe give the Twitch an old follow anyway, because I do plan in the future to do a few extra streams on Twitch, and to move over to Twitch eventually, with flight sim content. And just content with which I can derp about in a manner I find enjoyable. Thank you for the command, simulate. I don't know if that's the command anymore. It's twitch.tv/RainbowDave anyway. If you are interested in giving the Twitch an old follow, Reno. I won't be doing a Twitch stream today, that much I can tell you right now, because I actually want to sort out my wheel, which is going to take probably the better part of an hour, because my ingenious idea of zip tying the cables together worked for a while, and now the zip ties have created an even bigger knot than ever. So I'm going to have to try and sort that out. And I also want to do those few small things tonight as well. And then work can properly start on another project that I've kind of had on the back burner for a little while. Done a small bit of work for it. Which, by the way, Sim, you never gave your opinions on that thing what I sent you. What time's the race start on Saturday? I don't know. You'll have to Google that, DMF. I am likely to miss the race start, which would be annoying if there wasn't a good reason for it. Which I'm not going to go into right now, but there's a good reason that I'm going to miss this. Potentially / probably miss the start of the race. I'm going out somewhere on Saturday. I'm going to do a thing. A thing what I enjoy doing. I mean, thank you very much, Drew. That's very appreciated. Matt may or may not have guessed correctly. It is hush hush, however. It is a bit hush hush, which is why I've not specifically said it. But yeah, Matt did say what I'm gonna go do. Ignoring it? Not ignoring it. I am reading every message. I am reading everything that's coming through chat. I'm just not replying to everything that's coming through chat. I'm trying to moderate my chat usage because I have noticed a failure in my streaming, which is that I'm a bit overly reliant on chat at times. And I tend to struggle when chat goes quiet. So I'm trying to work back into having a mindset where I can just natter on incessantly and kind of have chat there as a reference and granted, read every message, but maybe not reply to them. I mean, Matt, to be fair, Matt, it's me and it's July. I was actually anticipating the next time being next month, so... Or it's not July, it's June still. Dave, don't take a month away from yourself. I'm old enough as it is, I don't need to be made a month older by my own idiocy. Why is it hush? It is surprise for someone. Not you, SRF. Not you, Sim, you git. He really should have, Drew. I've made dumb mistakes like that in the past where I should have kept my mouth shut and I just farted words out and caused chaos. But I'm learning. The hard way, but I'm learning. Show you the inside of the tractor again, sure. It's a bit basic, it's very plasticky looking. You had to ask on out of the corner. I'm sorry that I'm not really able to give you a very good view around here, but very plasticky looking. I've been assured that it is very close to the real thing. I've not sat inside. The ARM team incident. Let's not mention that. Like I said, I've learned the hard way to shut my mouth. I'll give opinions on stuff, sure, but they are just my opinions. I'm most likely wrong with all of them. The one that I'm fairly sure I'm right on, though, will I get the Chrome DLC if it is true? If it's coming from Giants, yes. If it's coming from name forgotten, PM modding, whatever they've renamed themselves, then maybe not, but I'll send off a few emails and see if I can't wrangle myself up a deal there. Grave Mesh. Thank you, Matt. How long have I been streaming? In total, or just like today? Because in total, it's like 2 years, thereabouts. Today, it's been probably about an hour and a half. Seems like I'm going all day. I've only been going for like an hour and a half, dude. How long have you been awake? If an hour and a half seems like all day. Do I drive in real life? Nope. If so, what car? If I was driving, I'd be driving probably a Ford Fiesta. If not, why? I can't afford it. What's my favourite car? DeLorean, DMC-12. And, oh, favourite car that I can afford to have. Should have continued reading that question. Favorite car that I would afford to have? I mean, that's a really difficult question because I can't afford to have any car. How long do I plan to stream? I'll be finishing up in about 10 minutes. I feel like Matt might be being a bit sarcastic there. I'm just going out on a limb there. I think Matt might be exuding sarcasm. Drew, not. I don't think there needs to be much said about it, to be honest. Just that he should have kept his trap shut. And maybe done a bit of digging before he made accusations like that. Again, stuff that I should have done in the past as well. I'm not going to tar people with a brush I wouldn't tar myself with. I'll change the patch. It's mainly bug fixes, and there's some tweaks to like day-night cycles and stuff. I haven't really gone through the patch notes in much detail, to be quite honest. So I'm not 100% sure what is in it. I know there's some day-night cycle tweaks, some sound tweaks, and some other like bug fixes and stuff. No, I'm wrong. Everything I've just said was right, but what I was about to say was wrong. I was gonna say no big new features, but the seed bags have been branded. They're Pioneer seeds now, and Corteva are now the fertilizer and herbicide sponsors. And Pioneer has introduced, or Giants have introduced, a Pioneer seed bag palette, which I quite honestly prefer over the ridiculous big bag. It's also completely 100%, yeah, that is 100% priced according to Phil. That is amazing. The 6M has beacons now. This is something else that I want to check out. It's in medium, isn't it? Oh, it does! Look at that! Oh, that... See, that's a huge change in my eyes. Because it makes the tractor look a lot better. Small change, granted, but in terms of like how the tractor looks, that's amazing. The new tracks on the 9R as well. You mean the 8RT, not the 9R. So this has 3 meter. Oh my god, this looks ridiculous. This has 3 meter tracks available, which, I mean, this tractor looks ridiculous even with the normal tracks because it's just an 8R with tracks on it. But I've just noticed something as well. Changing the front weight for some reason rotates the tracks. They are nice tracks though. I like the 3 meter tracks, but I always find they look silly. Like they make silly tractors look even sillier. Hey, Simulating Games. What's going on? We're doing some farming. How am I? I'm doing some farming. I'm pretty good. Slightly frustrated I didn't get everything I wanted to do before the stream done, but stuff I can put off till later at the very least. Ain't the end of the world. How are you doing, dude? Been a little while since I've seen you stream, if memory serves. Which it probably doesn't, but hey, why not? You and Giants have probably made JD DLC American based. I wouldn't have a massive issue with that, Drew. There is a bit of a lack of variety in the tractor styles available. I wouldn't have an issue with John Deere making an American based DLC. Or American biased DLC. In terms of equipment design. Like, I know I wasn't the biggest fan of the Big Bud in FS17, but I could at the very least appreciate the Giants were trying to deal with... Yeah, they're trying to do more stuff for the American guys. And get something out that was completely different to anything that had been in the game previous. So I'm not gonna... I wouldn't be too upset if there was an American biased John Deere DLC, as long as it was stuff that like wasn't at all available in America. I'd love to see, in terms of like a request list for an American biased DLC, one of their windrowers, the self-propelled mowers with the full mowing deck on the front, I would love one of those. I would love one of those in game. I'm with Jeremy. Like, Jeremy's just kind of nailed it. Like, imagine if you're on a British map, or a UK map, or a European map in general, and all you had was an American kit. That's what the American players, if they want to play on a US map, have to deal with. Is a lot of the kit in Farm Sim, because it's a European-based game. Textile Top, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave, man. I was flipping shirts today. I don't know if you can see that GIF properly. It's slightly annoying if you can't. Like, if you want to play on an American map, you pretty much have to use European equipment, because Farm Sim is still a European-based game, and a lot of the modders are European, and unfortunately, the American modding community, and I don't know why, this is true, man, But here's the point that I'm getting to. I don't know why, but the American modding community is either people who want to try and sell their mods, which is dumb, and against giant terms of service, or just an endless bout of infighting between different modders. And if you haven't noticed, the American modding community is very small to begin with. So with the various modders deciding to fight with each other, doesn't end up very well. And it's maybe one or two people causing these fights, but with a small community, one or two people have a huge impact. Have I got the Series 3 Land Rover yet? Nope. I'm guessing it's not on the mod hub, which is basically where I get all my mods from, so I don't have it. Unless it came out while I was streaming, in which case I've not downloaded it yet. Although, to be honest, I don't see much of a point in having a Land Rover mod in Farmson. Personally. It's just not really for me. I prefer a pickup. You can do a bit more with a pickup than you can a Land Rover. Be tempted by the Diamond DA62. I'm tempted by that as well, actually, man. It was on a Discord server. No, thanks. What you should look at, man, is maybe the Epic E1000, the one in Skyview, the one that I was flying yesterday. That thing, it's a bit jittery on manual controls, but other than that, it flies really well. And it's a speedy boy, too. Plus, you can land as badly as you want with it. It's made for short field landings. It's actually a bit of a bush plane, which is kind of hilarious for a turboprop. Or if you want to go for a jet map, the D10 Challenger 300, the X-Blade 11 Captain's Edition, whatever he's tagged it as on the store, is really good. Have I seen anything from RainbowDave's beard lately? The person behind that account has been very busy lately, simulating games. Talking to the beard. Or the beard was in TeamSpeak not too long ago, for the first time in quite a long while. And they have been very busy lately. Hence why the beard has not been making appearances in streams. Which jet? The Challenger 300 by D10. Is it Landy Kid? It is not Landy Kid. Landy also knows who the beard is. Everybody who's in TeamSpeak knows who the beard is. It's American players were offended by the giant American. The thing is, Drew, it's a common complaint about the American map. Do I know who the beard is? I mean, I said they were in TeamSpeak recently and I was talking to them, so yes. The thing that I hate people complaining about with Ravenport, the American map that's in the base game, is the garbage. Like, it's the most complained about thing, but at the same time, it's the thing that gives the map a lot of the character. Because the feel that Giants went for, I think, wasn't, as some people claim, trying to make a narrative that America is trash or America is garbage. It's not simulator gaming. The narrative Giants wanted to go with Ravenport, in my eyes, is that it's this small, rundown area in the back of Beyonds in the US that has been kind of overlooked. It's starting to get a bit of a resurgence, but has just been overlooked by everybody for the longest time, and you know, the farms have been neglected because even at the best of times there's not a whole lot of money in farming, and at the worst of times it gets worse for them. So the garbage has just been kind of left to pile up, and you know, the neglect is showing in that area. But at the same time, there's a bit of hope for the future also on show, with the new houses being built in the town and even near the yard. So I kind of feel like that the map is showing an area that's kind of in a period of change from being horrifically neglected to being very much modernized. And I feel like that's something that people miss when they look at Ravenport. Oh, I'm not saying that was your opinion, Jeremy, but it's something that always annoys me. So my top 10, I'd like to see in FS21 orchard farming, new interesting crops that need unique equipment. I'd love to see something like carrots come in, or cabbages, or onions that need unique equipment. I'd like to see an expansion of the animal mechanics. Where, you know, maybe the sheep can produce... Well, maybe the sheep are turned into goats and they can produce milk as well. What am I playing on? I'm playing on PC with an Xbox One controller. So, yes, the second bit, because I am on PC, but you got the controller wrong. I'm using an Xbox One controller. GG Gaming Guitar Guy. Guessing you got like a digital download version or a disc version or something then. Did I ditch the G27? No, I actually explained this a little bit earlier at Simulating Games. I had the genius idea of putting zip ties on the cables to try and stop them from tangling, and that worked for a little while. However, it's horrifically backfired in that the zip ties have managed to cause a bigger tangle than I've ever seen before, and I'm going to spend probably the better part of an hour later on trying to untangle it. Yeah, like I said, I didn't say that was your opinion. It just annoys me when people do have that opinion of it. Because they're just... like, they're just looking at the surface and reading into that. They don't really look at the map as a whole. They see the garbage and they say, oh, the garbage is the map, blah 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 blah. They don't look at the full map and create their own context from it. And that irks me, because I feel like that's one of the best detailed Giants maps and one of the best storytelling maps the Giants have brought out. I mean, for me, Felsbrunn, the European map, is very dull. There's not a whole lot that I can read into on Felsbrunn. I think that Ravenport is far superior. PC players' dream scenario. I know. That is on countdown. Thanks for letting me know, Kertux. Gonna finish this line, then we'll finish the stream. Giants maps are okay. I think Giants maps are more than okay. I think they're actually really good maps. I think they're the two best Giants maps so far. Even though I think Felsbrunn is a bit bland, I feel like they're both kind of good in their own right. In terms of a purely technical map, they're pretty much perfect. I mean, it's Giants, you'd expect them to make decent maps. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'll be back tomorrow with literally something, maybe multiplayer, maybe something else. I've got about 3 different plans for streams that I could do. So I'll decide on something tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, and goodbye. Yes, Ryan, you did join at the wrong time. I'm sorry.